guys, welcome. My name is Rebecca, NeverBecky, and I'm here, guys, just talking about the holiday seasons and not doing traditional holiday makeup. I'm like, let's do some new stuff here. Let's talk about things that are not really fun to talk about, but are necessary to talk about. I'm talking about family, boundaries, and therapy. Okay, during this holiday time, if you are alone, if you're single, if you don't have a lot of family around you, maybe you're on deployment, maybe you're in the military, there's so much going on that is not being talked about. I feel like I want to have this conversation with you. Hopefully you can feel where I'm coming from, and if you don't understand where I'm coming from, let's just support me anyway, right? Let's go ahead and subscribe below. Give this video a thumbs up, guys. I need your support, and especially during this really crazy time. Holiday seasons is always fun for everybody, so please keep that in mind, and let's get into this video. Okay guys, so I know it's been a while since I've been on here with you guys. I, again, do not intend to make this a habit, but I also just want to state that I've started a new job, so me being able to push out content the way that I want it to is not going to really be realistic for me. So I really hope you guys are sticking around, you know, watching my videos, liking and commenting below. It really does mean a lot when you guys interact, so please don't forget to subscribe below, guys. I still need those follows. Today I'm going to be talking about the holidays. One, I will not be doing any holiday looks. I'm going to be doing what I want to do because I cannot stand watching too many holiday looks. I like to think outside the bun and just be different. I will be starting with my Jaclyn Hill palette. I will show you guys the colors I will be using, which is Next and Crazy, which is accurate to my feelings. Next and a little crazy. So I will be using Next here. I'm sorry if you guys can't see it, but I believe it's Next. Or no, this is Crazy. And then I'll be using these cranberry colors. And then I'm going to go in with this nice little gold and so on and so forth. I like to create my own looks at this point. I no longer like to try and mimic other looks unless I'm really inspired by it. So bear with me, guys. But as I go ahead and get started, I'm going to start with the eyes first because I really want to make sure this comes out the way I want it to. So I'm going to start with, I'm actually going to go light to dark. So I'm going to start with Next, which is a more lighter cranberry color. And I'm going to start from the outer and just work it just like this into the eye. As I'm doing this, and I'm taking my time, I'm not going to rush this process, I'm going to be talking about like how I'm feeling during this holiday season, which is honestly not so well. It's really hard for me to be honest and open on here because I feel like I am literally telling my business to a whole bunch of strangers. But I also feel like it's probably important that I share my journey because there's so many people during this time that, you know, we don't talk about our feelings and we don't really express how we're doing. And I want to do that. I want to express my honest, true feelings about the holidays. You know, growing up, I used to really enjoy Christmas and Thanksgiving with my family. And, you know, that was like everything to me growing up. But as I've gotten older and I don't have children and I'm not married, I've learned that I actually am kind of resentful during this time. You know, I'm ever evolving, so I know that I'm always changing. But what I've learned is that about myself is that I like to be alone during this time. And I try not to be this way, but I am. I'm very much like, just leave me alone during the holidays. I feel like it's my time to mourn, if that makes sense. I know it sounds crazy, but bear with me. I feel like it's my time to mourn anything that I may have wanted, because anytime during the holidays, I never get what I want. I don't have the tree that I want. And yes, I can go buy it, but it always feels like, you know, when you're by yourself, why go out of your way? You know, you don't have anyone to impress, and if that's something I want, I should just go do it. But it doesn't feel that easy. Because I get really sad by the time I get everything home, because I have tried it before. But by the time I get everything home and I'm decorating, honestly, guys, I just want to tear everything down and just hide into a little cave. And I always feel this way during the holidays. I I don't know if it's because I want my family around and I really don't want to reach out to them. I mean, and I'm gonna be very transparent. I don't have a good relationship with any of my siblings. I've distanced myself. I have removed myself because I just felt like a lot of their behaviors for me was just too toxic for me to be around. You know, and that's kind of like even early in COVID, I distanced myself from a lot of friends because I just felt like their behavior was very toxic. And I don't do toxic well because I do have a very aggressive personality once I feel like you've tried me one too many times. I'm gonna move on to Crazy, which is this really deep, deep color here. I'm a very don't try me kind of girl because I'm not gonna be what you think I'm gonna be at the end of the day. And I feel like so many people really don't know my personality, and they take a lot of things that I say or do out of context because they don't know me. I don't allow people to know me anymore. I really feel like who I am is sacred to me, and I owe no one explanations. And I'm learning to just kind of like, how do I want to say it? I'm learning to be transparent with those who I want to be transparent with. And sorry about these dogs outside, but anyway, I'm learning to be transparent with those who I feel comfortable and I feel safe with. I no longer rely on my family the way that they think I should, and I think that has been a very big, you know, adjustment, I think, for them more than me, because I've just been on my own, you know, for a very long time, where I don't feel like I need my family to, I don't know, be the person that I am today. And every day I'm evolving, I'm growing up, I'm learning that, you know, I don't want a lot of people in my business. I'm becoming more and more private. I don't really care about other people's opinions, you know, and I think when you are a creator of any sort, there comes a time where it's like, yes, you need to hear everybody's opinion. And then there comes a time when you're like, no, your opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are, friend or family. This is what I want for my life, and this is who I want in my life. And I'm learning to be okay with not wanting everyone around me. I feel like with the friends and the families I had around me, they need each other, where I never felt like I needed people. I always felt like I need to know what I want. I need to know what and who I am before I can say who can come in or who can, you know, be in my life. I feel like there is a limit to what you put out there. So with that being said, during the holidays, I get remorseful that I'm so, you know, like not angry, but I'm so not okay with being forgiving quickly. And I feel like because my family has an issue with knowing their place, staying in their lane, I feel like because of that, unfortunately, I just can never rebuild. And I'm learning to be okay with that and strive. Even in this journey, I don't feel like I have support, genuine support within my own family or friends. I feel like, you know, everyone thinks what I'm doing is like, okay, girl, that's cute, but get back to work. And it's like, wow, you really never know how people feel about you or what you're doing until you really have to look at them for who they are and stop believing what they tell you. You know, so many relationships within these last 2 months, guys, well, what I will say within November until now, like the end of November until now, the present day, I've lost a lot of relationships. I am definitely devastated by, but at the same time, I know it's for the better, because I need to worry and be able to function with what I believe is right for me, and not be codependent on others and what they say. So, you know, that's kind of that for me. Other than that, you know, just the holidays in general, as I was saying earlier, it's just been really hard. I've been getting really down about, you know, not being able to put out content the way I wanted to. I've been feeling really down about a lot of stuff that I just have to learn how to be okay with not being able to do things the way I would prefer. I'm switching brushes, guys. I know I'm not like telling you every product and I'm not showing you all the details, but this is where I'm at so far. Sorry, guys. And I'm making this video so you guys can kind of just see what I'm doing and how I'm creating, but I'm not really making this about the makeup look. I just want to show you how I'm getting it done. But, you know, long story short, that's just kind of like where my head is at during the holidays. I really hate the holidays, guys. Like, I do. It's not a fun time for me. It's very actually depressing for me. I would love to start a tradition. I tried to do the puzzle. Like, I started a tradition where I would start building puzzles, like, you know, during the holiday time, but that kind of just got crushed for me as well. I just don't even want anything to do with a puzzle ever again in life. Sadly, I get real cut off-ish with things that don't make me happy anymore. And I'm very quick to cut things off. Like, I don't hesitate. And that's probably really problematic for me, to be honest, because I'm sure there's a lot of relationships that could be mended that I'm just like, I don't even care to mend it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, you blew it the first time, you should have done better. And I know that I need to be better in the way that I handle that, but I can't help it. It is just in my genetic code to just be like, you didn't do what I said. I don't care. You get better, not me. And I know that it's very toxic, but I cannot help it, guys. I really can't. I really am praying for myself to be a better person when it comes to things like that, because it doesn't really take much for me to just snap and be like, I'm done. You've tried me one too many times. I've tried to be nice about it. I don't even care if you know me 5, 10, 20 years, I will cut you off. It is that simple for me. Especially if I don't know you. Especially if I don't know you like that, oh, you're dead to me in my book. Like, there's no reviving this relationship. I don't even know you like that. I'm not working hard for you. So that's just my rant about, you know, the holidays and how I'm feeling right about now. It's just not fun. But I'm gonna move on to my mental health, guys. There's just some things that I feel like people need to hear, that I feel like it's important to bring it up. And that's just like, you know, one thing I will say is know yourself, because, you know, and it sounds very simple, but I've been tested, you know, people, I'm not gonna name names or say the titles of these people in my life, but I will say is that when someone is trying to convince you that you're losing your mind, you have to double check within yourself and make sure at the end of the day, you know who you are. And one thing about me is I'm a creature of habit. And with that being said is that when someone tries to make you feel crazy, you have to go and say, hold on, whoa there, let me go check in with me first. And it was really sad because the relationship has been soured, you know, because when someone is trying to make you feel like you're not all there, it really does sour the relationship that you have with these people. And I'm definitely not happy about it, but it's a lesson that is being learned. I do feel like a failure to a degree because, how do I make this make sense? I feel like a failure because relationships have been broken. And I could salvage them if I truly wanted to, but I don't. Because I also feel like my boundaries have been crossed. And when you're talking about someone's mental health, you definitely have to tread carefully, because everyone doesn't respond the same or act the same. And for me, I felt definitely therapy was necessary after everything I had recently been through. But in this time that I was going through I am going through therapy, is that you really have to be able to check in with yourself. You know, you can only rely on someone to tell you who you are basically for so long that you have to say, hold on, I remember this and I know myself enough to say that this isn't normal and this isn't my behavior. I was being told, like, basically I was losing my mind. And I know this is like probably crazy for people to hear if you don't know anything about me or if you do know me, it's probably the craziest thing you're ever hearing me say out loud. But you know, when you got people that are like, yeah girl, you're losing your mind, you're crazy, you're this, you're that, it's like, you know, that's fine. But you know, when you involve so many people in your business, it's so embarrassing. And not only embarrassing, it's so disrespectful to a point, you know, to run your mouth about things you're not a professional about. I definitely had my boundaries crossed one too many times by people I truly trust, you know, at one point, and I no longer do, because they're testing my mental stability. Do I think that everyone needs to have their mental check? Yeah, I mean, we went through a lot. COVID was a lot, and we're still dealing with a lot, clearly. But for me, I like to handle my business very privately. And I think so many people in my little world, in my circle, feels very entitled to me, or feel like they know me. One thing about me, you're never gonna figure me out, because I'm always trying to evolve and be a better version of me. You're never gonna know who I am, because I'm never gonna give you a sense of, yeah, that's me, that's something I'll do. I'll give you the sense of that as if it's like my food or shows that I watch. Yeah, I'm pretty consistent in the shows that I watch and things of that nature. But if it's not about that, then don't ever perceive to know who I am. I don't care who you are. Because, you know, the little girl you may have known at 8, 9, or whatever, even in my earlier 20s, that's not the same person you're looking at today. And when you haven't been really close with me, I just hate when people do this. When you haven't really had a relationship with me, but you acting like you know me, like, that is one thing to really irk me. Like, if you ever want to get under my skin, pretend to know me. Pretend to know, like, you know how I'm going to react to these situations when you have no idea. Because that's gonna irk me more than anything. I could care less about a lot of stuff, but if you pretend to know who I am when I'm telling you that's not something I would do, that's not who I am, and you're not taking the time to really get to know me, and you're like, well, so-and-so said, or someone else said this about you, and I just believe it, like, then you're willing to believe anything, honey. And you're too easily manipulated for me, for us to be close. I don't like people whose opinions are easily swayed. So for me, I'm just a different type of breed. Like, I don't even know how to explain that any further. I'm just different in every way. I don't, you know, I don't mind people wanting to know who I am or get to know me, but don't pretend to know who I am to the point you think you can even speak for me. I've had that go on for these last couple of weeks where people are speaking on my behalf, telling me what was going on. I literally felt like I was losing my mind. I was questioning things that I've never questioned before. And, you know, it was to the point that I'm like, I'm really in therapy over this. And, you know, thank God, you know, I have a cousin that's just basically like a sister to me. And, you know, she was like, girl, just, you know, go get that help. Go see what's going on and stop letting people tell you what's going on. That was one thing that I am guilty of, is that once I trust a person, I will believe whatever they tell me to a point. And it was sad because you know, a lot of trust has been broken within the people, my little friend trust circle, whatever you want to call these people in my life. They no longer have a title, so that's why I don't even care to bring up in great detail, just for their sake of their privacy. I don't care to, you know, go there. But my point is, I had to learn through therapy that, you know, even when people have your best intentions, the way that they handle you it's very detrimental. And for me, I felt like I wish I got the respect during this time, but it's okay that I didn't, because I had to learn something new about myself and not feel like a failure. Because easily I don't know why, but I feel like anytime you lose a relationship, it's like a fail. It's like you feel like you didn't do something right, or you could have handled it differently. And I wind up beating myself up over things like this because I don't want to say I'm a very emotional person, but I'm also a bullheaded person where depending on how I feel about the person, I can be very empathetic or I'll have no empathy at all for you and I won't care. And so I'm working on myself through therapy, but it is really disheartening because it's not something that I wish on myself. I'm gonna move on to a new palette, guys, because I'm trying to find a perfect gold. So I'm gonna use my Soul in Dark, and I'm gonna just go ahead and start carving out the face, the nose, adding my bronzer wherever I desire. I'm back, and I know I got a lot done, but I felt like a lot of this I've already shown you guys. But just to see where I'm at, this is what your girl is looking like. I'm really loving this look. This is why I like to create my own looks. I do have Bratz, my magnetic lashes. If you guys don't know, I did partner with them. My coupon has expired. It was only valid for like a month, but I still would recommend these lashes. I just went ahead and tossed on the eyeliner that is magnetic and the lashes. I really love it because it's so effortlessly for me to like throw them on and call it a day. And it just gives my eyes, I don't know, this like extra little pop. So I like to bend them up as well, like toss them up so they're not leaning into my eye. So I can just look like my eyes are a little bit bigger. But I am gonna go ahead, I don't have anything on my lips. I did go ahead and line my lips, but I'm gonna use Ginger Snap by MAC. I feel like it needs a little nude, but I probably will pop a little nude, but I'm gonna do Ginger Snap. It's my favorite color. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna get back into like everything I've just been going through. You know, as far as like my family and not being around anyone during this holiday season. It isn't my first rodeo. It just hits more and more different as I get older. And I don't get to spend that time, you know, what most people do, go spend time with, you know, family and so on and so forth. That's not me. And I also am not really, like a lot of people that know me personally, sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I would totally adopt your mom or something of that nature. I think sometimes some people take it too far and think I really, really mean it, when I know just because my family dynamic isn't what I wanted doesn't really mean I really want to replace my own family. I feel like I just want to be able to create the family dynamic I want. I'm not the type of person to want to really replace my family. I feel like my family definitely made me the woman that I am today, and I would never take that away from them. It's just, I'm no longer in that place to accept terrible behavior or people that don't understand my boundaries, or more than anything, that don't understand me. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't get me and you don't understand, that's cool, but let me be the one to tell you. If you try to go around me and try to like figure out who I am through friends or other extended family, you're gonna get disappointed when you think you know who I am. I will disappoint you for sure. I'm trying to find a gloss that's a bit, I think, like this color, and I think I'm gonna add it just a little bit to the center of my lips. But long story short, I say all this to say, you know, this is why the holidays are hard for me, because, you know, I'm evolving and I'm learning that I'm not the person that people want me to be. I'm not the person that is going to be a typical easy person to handle. I am not easy to handle. You're not going to figure me out in a few months or years that, you know, you're in my life. It's going to take time because I'm always evolving who I am. So I'm learning to have boundaries with families. I'm learning to set comfortable boundaries with myself, and I'm gonna be taking Toddy. I think it's just like one of my favorites, especially when I have a lot of burgundies on. But I'm learning to take time out for myself and not let other people's opinions of me really affect me in the way that I can't move forward, because I feel that that happens a lot with me, that I get caught up into what people think of me instead of saying, no, I know who I am. I'm not gonna allow this to affect me, and I'm gonna seek the type of help I feel is necessary. So that's what I'm always trying to achieve with myself. You know, I'm so sick of someone always trying to tell me literally how to live my life or how to be, or the type of woman they think I should be. I think for whatever reason, I give off a stereotype of something, and I'm not sure, because I'm learning that the person that I think that, or at least the person that I think I'm presenting to people, it isn't what people are translating, if you know what I mean. Like, the person that I think I'm presenting to you, people don't always translate that like, oh yeah, that's what I totally got from her. They have a different notion of who I am, and I'm learning to be okay with that and not let it affect me. And I'm learning this through therapy, guys. So I'm not trying to preach to anyone. I'm just trying to figure it out on my, you know, myself included. So, you know, it's one day at a time for me at this point with everybody around me. You know, it's sad because I have lost a lot of trust in a lot of people due to a lot of manipulation. And I am a firm believer on stand true to who you are, stand strong in the person that you are presenting, because people are always going to try to sway you. And I don't like to be swayed or manipulated to feel that you're something that you're not. I do not like that. I'm going to be using my J-Cat. I haven't pulled her out in a while, but I'm going to be using my J-Cat to highlight. I feel like I don't really need it, but you know me, I love a good highlight at the end of the day. So that's just kind of how I'm feeling right now during this time of the year. I am sad that I'm alone. I am sad that, you know, the people that I wish that was around me, you know, aren't around me, and I don't know when those relationships can be repaired. I just know that right now it's best that I just move forward in the way that I feel works for me, and not what people think works for me, because that's what I've been getting lately. People just wanting to tell you what to do, and you know, it's sad when you come from a big family because they don't know when to get off, back off, leave it alone. And those are the boundaries that I'm learning to set firmly this time around. I wish things were different, but it is what it is at the same time. And only thing I can do is just be a better version of me this coming year and not allow myself to get caught up in any unnecessary back and forth. I'm over that. I'm definitely over going back and forth about things that are not negotiable for me. I'm not gonna do that to myself. And I would hope no one would want to do that intentionally to me, you know, like, or me do it to them. Like, I'm not that person. I'm not that girl, you know. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know where I left off. My battery died, so I apologize. But my long rant is basically, you know, anyone that is struggling with their mental health or just struggling with their family during this holiday time, know that you're not alone. And also know that it is actually very normal to go through this during this time, and that we're not crazy for not wanting our families around us during this time. I feel like people have a hard time accepting the fact that not everybody wants a tight-knit family or a super close dynamic. Like, I don't like being fake. I don't like presenting that I'm perfect or my family is perfect, because far from the truth. And also, that is not the saddest thing in the world that, you know, you're not that close with your family. I feel like sometimes it's healthy. I feel like sometimes setting those good boundaries are really, really healthy. And sometimes it doesn't always look that way, but it is. At least for me, I'm like putting things away, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I have really bad OCD. But like, you know, overall, I say all of this to say, like, you know, it isn't easy to get on these platforms and really expose your truth. And right now, that's what I'm doing. You know, it isn't easy for me to cry about my family dynamic, or expose the fact that I'm in therapy. I feel like it doesn't matter why you're in therapy. It doesn't matter what put you there. It's just know that everything is happening for a reason in your life. And I feel so grateful, one, to still be here, you know, at the age of 32. There was a time in my life I never thought I could make it to this age. Even though I'm like, oh God, I'm getting old. At the same time, I'm grateful because I know that I have some people around me that love and care about me, including all my viewers. You guys are so supportive here. You guys do make it, you know, a safe space for me to be this open and transparent with you. Also, you know, me saying all of this is not to hurt or bash anyone. It's just speaking my truth. And I no longer want to bite my tongue like everything is fine or I'm just another YouTuber. I'm not. And I have a story, and it's hard for me to tell my story knowing that, you know, there's so many people I feel hurt by. There's so many people that I genuinely dislike with all of my heart, and I never want to see again. And it's hard because I want to be able to forgive and move on, but I'm learning in therapy that forgiving someone from a distance and still loving them is just as great. I just have a hard time during the holiday season of smiling and acting like everything's fine. Like me getting dressed up right now, if you guys only understood that emotionally I had no energy for this. I wanted to stay in my bed. I wanted to put the covers over my head and just be in a very miserable place. But I realized that's not gonna get me anywhere, and it's gonna set me back from my goals, which is, you know, being successful on YouTube, being successful on TikTok. I have a bigger goal than the distractions that I've been given, and I'm, instead of, you know, dwelling in that, I am choosing to say no. You know, I'm not gonna allow this to affect me to the point that I can't show up and be present and show that, you know, it's not always perfect, and that's okay. And I know for me, it's been hard. It hasn't been easy. I'm cracking my knuckles. Sorry guys, you got me really talking. But it's been really hard, but I'm learning that, you know, there is a bigger picture out there, and I'm going to continuously show up and be present regardless, because I realize that things are always gonna happen and I can't stop. I can't press stop record, you know, stop recording just to show a faker side of me. I'm over that. I'm old enough to know that I'm not perfect, and I've never tried to portray perfect. I'm mature enough to know that I also mean what I say, and I say what I mean. It sucks to lose people. It really does. And I'm really alone, and I don't have the community that I want, you know, at least not yet. And I'm gonna fight for my community, because I believe you're out there. I believe y'all, you know, are gonna see this video and you're gonna understand exactly what I'm going through, or at least be empathetic to what I'm going through. And though I don't give a lot of details and everything, is because I don't want to say too much, because I don't want to hurt people. But at the same time, this is therapeutic for me to express my feelings and to have a safe space. And I think at the end of the day, this is what I've always wanted. And I'm not gonna stop being me or stop doing me because other people don't accept it. I am past that. I am past the point of people pleasing. I will not say things to please people. If you don't like it, sorry, but I'm not sorry. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wrap it up, just because I'm not trying to sit here and just cry and wail. I just really wanted to get on here and share my truth about the holidays, and share my truth about, you know, my family dynamic. And I really hope it inspires or encourages people to do whatever they need to do with their family. And I hope that it helps someone. And if it didn't help anyone, hopefully this just lets you in, like, you know, that people aren't perfect. And I don't want to even portray it anymore. Like, I struggle so hard to be honest, and I feel like it starts here. It starts with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Tell on yourself first. And that's me in a nutshell, you guys. I truly enjoyed, you know, talking with you guys as I did this look. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to follow your girl on TikTok at NeverBecky, on Instagram at NeverBecky MUA. I miss and love you guys. I hope you guys are having a great holidays despite my crying about it. I hope you guys can share comments. Tell me what's going on with you guys. Talk to me, because I want to talk to you. And again, guys, I will see you in my next video.